Uh, yeah.
Hello, Boston fans around the world. Thank you for joining us once again for another episode of the Friday Night Panel featuring Tim Witherspoon, your favorite, my favorite, and me, Grumpy Graham. But we're here. We're here to talk tonight about a couple of things and a couple of upcoming fights and a couple of previous fights. But one thing that's on our minds is what happened last weekend when Joe Joyce lost his so-called chin to Zhang Zhang. So who wants to start off with a little bit of a?
I'm going to start it. I'm going to start it off though.
Right.
First, I'm going to start it off by letting everybody know that today's episode is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers use Google Flights and Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you can possibly win, even when betting on that same outcome. Different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for game lines, player props, and even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in the sports betting and maximize your chances of winning long-term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000+ a year just by line shopping. You can find BetStamp app on your Apple iOS store, Google Play Store, or through browser at www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using promo code TalkinFight and start your journey to successful sports betting today. If you forget to use that code upon sign up, don't worry, guys. You can always enter our code in the BetStamp account settings afterwards. Go and check it out. Now, let's get down to business, boys.
That's how Mike is making his money these days, let me tell you.
I didn't hear a word he said. I heard some of it. I'm saying.
Anyway,
I was paying attention. I was like, I just checked in.
Before we went live on air, I was asking about the Joe Joyce situation because the British press were all over this. They thought he was going to win by knockout, blah blah blah, and then at the end of the day, he himself found himself in front of a giant. And, quite frankly, this is what I've been saying for a long, long time. The British press are going to find out very quickly that there's a whole entire global universe of heavyweights out there waiting to chomp on all these guys in Britain. So anyway, Tim, I want to turn it over to you. I want your opinion. Let us have it.
I'm always talking about the skill part. And the evidence is in Joyce's face. You seen his eye was all red, swollen. Yep. And these are minor things that's very important that the management and everybody should be, looking at. All you had to do was get somebody to show you how to block that right hand that was coming in. Easy. And I don't know. Do they know how to do that, or what is it? They don't know boxing.
Honestly, for me, I think. Well, first of all, Joe Joyce came in 20 pounds lighter than he usually does, and his game plan was to box with Zhang, and unfortunately, that game plan seemed to not work at all. Joyce was not the heavier guy in there. He was, outweighed and outskilled.
Well, it's not about. It's not a. You listen. His opponent wasn't all that either. You got to give it to him. But he was just basic also.
Yeah. You guys.
Joe Joyce got exposed. His trainers got exposed, and I keep talking this trainer stuff. All he had to do was block that jab.
Especially when you got no head movement and you're in the pocket.
He had no head movement.
He had no head movement whatsoever. He just kept his head straight, taking those shots. Graham, what do you got to say about it?
I just have to say that Zhang came in as a southpaw, and I'm blown away that Joe Joyce's trainers didn't say, "Hey, man, watch that left. Why? Because Joe Joyce's right eye kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
They should have been doing this before the fight.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They should have had the conversation in the dressing room. Honestly,
no. In training camp, you train. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off. In training camp, you train to nullify your opponent's strength. So
Right.
his straight left kept hitting, and if he was training in camp, block it, it wouldn't have been. He would have eliminated that. It would have been a
Right.
different outcome. Go ahead.
At one point there, he was circling away from that left hand. There was a point there, I believe it was the third round. He started
I don't
circling away
even
from
think
the
he
left
knew
hand.
what he was doing.
No, I think he was just doing it out of instinct. But there was some time there where you could see that he didn't want to get hit with that left anymore because Zhang kept landing that thing at will. Like he landed whenever he could, and it was that hook, that left and the right hook. That's what he said was going to destroy him, take him out, and that's what ended up finishing the match for him. And
It was a straight left that kept tagging him
Yeah.
freely. That just opened the door up for everything else. And I hate to say it that his opponent, the southpaw, what's his name?
Jilang
Zhang.
Zhang.
I can't say it. Zen. I might as well say Zen.
Let's just say
Yeah.
Zhang.
Zen was a really good, courageous, strong, and but he wasn't complicated either.
That's
No,
right.
It wasn't
That's right.
complicated. I hate saying these things on boxing. I'll let you know, in my opinion, because everybody had one, if it's complicated, but he wasn't that complicated. Joyce made him look even more devastated than what he really is.
So after the fight had finished, it wasn't long that Eddie Hearn came out and said, "Well, Jilang Zhang is not an elite fighter. The elite fighters in the heavyweight division are Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua, his fighter, and Deontay Wilder." He said there were 4 fighters in the elite league in the heavyweight division, and Jilang Zhang was not one of them.
But Joe Joyce would be one, and Zhang. I'm just telling you, if they would tighten their stuff up there, because they got plenty of heart, they got plenty, both of them for it, and that's all it is, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
but all I'm saying
That
is
guy go ahead.
the elite fighters that Matchroom want to promote do not include a vast array of heavyweight fighters from around the world. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
So Zhang from his point came out of nowhere to beat Joe Joyce, which was not part of his roster. He didn't care. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is it proves our point, what we've been talking about for a long time. There are a lot of heavyweight fighters from around the world, and they're not taking, they're not being provided the credibility that they should be provided by promoters such as Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, Zhang is now Zhang. Well, there is a rematch clause in that.
Yep.
There was a rematch clause. Zhang, though, on the other hand, says that Fury, Usyk, or Joshua fight, and he wants it in Beijing's Bird Nest.
Okay, so you heard about okay. So this week, out of the blue, everyone's talking about, well, who's Tyson Fury going to fight next?
Andy Ruiz Jr.
Right, exactly.
Or
And
Zhang, and this one's supposed to be on the 15th or 22nd of July.
Of
in
July.
London.
And that came out of Eddie Hearn's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. So the big fight news was this 4-battle fight that was going to take place in Saudi Arabia in December. So whether it takes place or not, it's irrelevant to us. What we're all curious about is whether or not Usyk will fight someone before December. So who would that be? And so anyway, so the heavyweight division is quite frankly up in the air. In terms of what Eddie Hearn's saying, in terms of all the yelling and screaming that's going on in England right now, because quite frankly, their domination of the heavyweight division is at best diminished a little bit by Zhang's defeat. I mean, he clobbered Joe Joyce. He clobbered him.
Yeah. If we see a rematch, I don't think we're going to see the same Joe Joyce out there. He was real trim, man. He was real trim. That's what blows me away. Like, he came out the lightest he's been. He wanted to sit back and he wanted to box with Zhang.
He don't know. He's not. He don't.
He's not that kind of guy. What we wanted to see from Joe Joyce was that relentless heavyweight pressure, that come forward, no stopping. Put it this way, Joe Joyce, on average, throws about 80 punches around. After 3 rounds, he'd only thrown 80 punches.
Wow.
So that's a huge difference in your game. So your game, you totally went back to the drawing board and tried to come out and tried to outbox a guy who's got boxing skills, better skills than you. So, I think that was the biggest part of the backfire right there. And then he got hit with that left one too many times. That eye started to close up. And then now, it's getting landed at will because he can't see it coming. Honestly, I don't care how many times the doctor was like, how many fingers? How many fingers? Bullshit, man. You were guessing, and you were guessing right, bud, because there's no way you could see that shit. There was no way. There was no way. Because that eye was shut. That eye was shut.
It reminded me of Ebony Bridges' eye, quite frankly.
Yeah. Just not as bad.
It's just as things are really, I mean, it was exciting fight in terms of, building up big fights and stuff. It was really cool. You had the names out there, choice, and now everybody know his opponent's name. But when you really think about it and talk about it, it's kind of sad. I hate to say it. I mean, it was English. I know that it was English, but just looking at the fight, I was disappointed in a way. Even, I was like, wow, these guys going to need. So I guess a lot of people viewing the fights, they support them. They don't care about all that now. But the old timer guys like me, I'm serious about it. I'm like, wow, this is all we got to work on. A lot of things. That his opponent, what's how you say his name?
Zheli Zhang.
Yeah, he was good, but now he put it right.
He's actually he made history by becoming China's first world heavyweight champion.
That is really good motivation and everything. I like that. Definitely. But when you really look at it, he didn't really be the top.
Do you think we see what he's requesting? The bird's nest in China. Do you think we see that fight happen? So one of those guys in China?
No.
Somebody's gonna go to China and fight. You mean?
No.
Well, that's what he wants. That's what he's asking for.
I think it'll come off.
No, he won't get it. I'll tell you why. So? No, I'll tell you why. The Chinese government takes 50% right off the top.
Wow.
So there's no promoter.
And then on top of that, you're sanctioning bodies.
Right. So I'm just and that comes straight from one of the guys in China that I know really well. And he's telling me there's no way professional fights will take place in China because the Chinese government will take the money.
And so they're fighting for magic beans.
Yeah, exactly. But my point earlier was this, Tim. There's an awful lot of Zhilai Zhangs in China right now, and the British have just touched the top of the iceberg when it comes to how weak they are in dominating the heavyweight division.
That thing to me is just, it's not like it used to be. It can be, and you're gonna get this from me every fight. You guys are gonna have different versions, different whatever it is about the fight. I see where it was really hurting the boxing industry. I don't know. This guy saying he's fights Joyce is a big fight, but the like a lot of the guys like me, I'm just like, wow. I mean, that was a good, exciting fight in terms of building it and everything and television. But me watching it, I was like, and he's a champ now, right?
Yeah,
he's a champ. What belt did he?
He is now the interim WBO champion.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, and just got to keep on pushing. But for me,
you know what? I don't know how much longer we'll see Zhang anyway, man. He's 39 years old.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he probably in good shape though. He probably in okay shape.
You know what? What was it? 3 or 4 fights ago, he went through kidney failure.
You serious?
Yeah, in the ring. I can't remember what fight it was. He was in there and he had to be he literally had to be carried by his corner out of the ring because he was suffering from such bad dehydration that he was suffering kidney failure. Yeah. So
Oh,
I don't know
that-
I don't know how in shape this 280-pound Asian guy is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, fair enough. Good comment. The point of the matter
Tyson
is
Fury
though,
hurt him.
the
Tyson
whole
Fury.
entire heavyweight division is going to get moved around a little bit in the upcoming weeks.
Well,
months.
he's now moved up to 9th in the world in that heavyweight division. So
in what, WBA?
no, we're talking pound for pound.
Really?
Yeah, like he's up there. You know,
Wow.
He's rounding out the top 10. Joe Joyce now being number 10. Then we got Zhang, Dubois, Ortiz, White, Wilder, Ruiz, Joshua, Usyk, and Fury. So
yeah, fair enough.
And now that we look at it, you know, there's only one guy in the top 10 of the heavyweights in the world that is still in his 20s. And that's Daniel Dubois.
He's
everybody else is 33 and up.
You know what's a disappointment in that realm is Itama, whatever his name.
Atuma?
He lost, right?
No. Moses?
Yeah, didn't he lose?
No, he went the distance. He was brought the distance for the first time.
Okay.
But surprisingly, you know, he looked a little gassed at the end of it just because, you know, he's only been in the ring for 30 seconds each time,
right.
every time he's fought. But he showed really good skills. He showed he's got an arsenal of punches. He came from all different angles. He went to the body. He went to the head.
Who is this? Who is this?
Moses Ituma.
Oh, okay.
He wants to beat Mike Tyson's record of becoming the youngest world heavyweight champion.
I think I might have seen him.
He's good. You know, he is good.
He's a young cat, man. He's only 19 years old. So
yep.
Heavyweight.
Yes.
I think I might have seen it. Where is he from?
Yep.
Where's he from?
Well, I believe
you guys supposed to bounce right back with that now. Hey,
no. Kent.
I believe he's UK, but originally,
Kent. I was in Kent before.
Yeah, he's from Kent.
Okay.
But originally, I think he's from somewhere else. But
no, it's I'm pretty sure he's from Kent.
Shania.
But anyways, we do have fights though this weekend.
All right. Yes. Do we have fights?
Yes.
Do
so
we
let
have
me,
fights?
Let me pound through the two that don't really matter to everybody else first. Right. But we are going to talk about this one as the boxing world prepares for what is sure to be an exhilarating night of fights. Yes. All eyes are on Joe Cordina, the Welsh boxer, with a point to prove. Cordina's journey to become a 2-time IBF super featherweight world champion has been a long and challenging one, but he is determined to come out on top in this highly anticipated rematch against Rakhimov. You know, Cordina's career has been nothing but short of impressive. 15 wins and 9 knockouts under his belt. His biggest triumph came in June of 2021 when he captured the IBF super featherweight world title with a devastating one-punch knockout of Kenshi Ogawa. It was a night that will forever be etched in the Welsh boxing histories, in Welsh boxing history, as Cordina became the latest in a long line of Welsh world champions. However, Cordina's reign was short-lived as he suffered a hand injury that required surgery and was stripped of his IBF title. The setback was a major blow to the 29-year-old boxer, but he refused to let it hold him back. Instead, he trained harder than ever before, determined to regain this title and prove that he is a true champion. But standing in Cordina's way, Rakhimov, the current IBF super featherweight world champion, you know, he won that vacant title by stopping Manchester's Zulfa Barrett in 9 rounds. And he has since established himself as one of the most formidable boxers in the division with a record of 17-0 with 1 draw. Rakhimov is a tough opponent who is not to be underestimated. Despite the challenge ahead, Cordina is confident that he has what it takes to come out on top. Speaking ahead of the fight, he said, quote, "I'm looking forward to getting back in there and doing what I do best. I've been working hard in the gym and I'm feeling fitter and stronger than ever. Rakhimov is a great fighter, but I'm ready for the challenge." The stage is set for a night of unforgettable boxing action, and fans can expect to be treated to some thrilling undercard fights as well. Welsh rivals Gavin Gwynn, Craig Woodruff will rematch for the British lightweight title, and Jordan Thompson puts his IBF European title on the line against Luke Watkins. But it is Cordina's attempt to win back his IBF super featherweight title that is sure to steal the show. The Welsh Wizard has already proven himself to be a true champion, but he has one more challenge to overcome. If he succeeds, he will go down in history as one of the greatest boxers to come out of Wales. So, guys, Make sure you get your seat. Get your seats ready. Sit down. You're gonna want to watch this one. This one is starting 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you check this one out, guys. It's gonna be a good one.
All right.
So as we move on to
Come
another.
on, we gotta get to the big one. Get to the big one.
Well, we have Rosaneski and Babbage first.
Oh,
we got to talk about the Babbage fight, right?
No, I got 10 minutes. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This one here, the main event, we'll see. This one's good. Boxing fans, you have to look out and, look forward to this as Boxer presents its second international event of the year. This one's happening in Poland. The main event will feature the hard-hitting Croatian Alan the Savage Babbage taking on the undefeated Polish fighter Lukas Rosaneski for the vacant WBC World Bridgerweight Championship. The undercard is stacked with an elite championship boxing, including the highly anticipated boxer debut of the next King of Scotland, Martin Bakole, and the unbeaten Londoner Jamie TKV back in action. Love watching this kid, man.
Yeah.
The formidable Caroline Dubois will also be in attendance, fighting overseas for the first time as a professional. Dubois is a rising star, trained by Shane McGuigan, and is currently undefeated with an impressive record of 6-0 with 5 KOs. Her opponent for the night will be named. I'm not sure if it's come up yet who she's fighting, but yes, this one's going to be great. I expect her to come through and do what she's done in her last 6, man, and that's just come out and just clobber them. Martin Bakole, another boxer signing, who will also be making his highly anticipated debut. This heavyweight is ranked highly by the WBA and will be looking to make a major statement when he takes on the unbeaten Ukrainian Serendusky. Bakole's record is as impressive as his stature, having won 18 professional fights, including his last in May of 2022, when he celebrated a major decision win over Tony Yoka in Paris, which I thought Yoka was going to come through with that victory. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Bakole's only defeat was in 2018 to an American heavyweight, Michael Hunter, but he has responded with 7 consecutive wins since, 5 of which were knockouts, including Maurice Watch. Jamie TKV, this kid, man, an undefeated heavyweight from London, will also be making an appearance on the undercard. The 29-year-old has made a great impression with Boxer, enjoying 4 wins, including his breathtaking points victory over Harry Armstrong last month. TKV has been training in Texas and can now look forward to his first outside London when he travels to Poland for this fight. The main event will see popular Croatian knockouts artist Alan Babbage, guys. Babbage. I can't wait to see this one, man. Babbage has an impressive record, 11-0, 10 knockouts, and is known for his hard-hitting style. Rosaneski, on the other hand, is also undefeated with a record of 14-0 and 13 knockouts, and will have the support of his home crowd in Poland. So, Boxer CEO and founder Ben Shalom is excited about the event, saying, I quote, "Another significant European adventure awaits. Paris was an incredible success, and we believe this fight night in Poland will be hugely impactful in the world of boxing. Boxing fans will not want to miss this event, guys, which will be live and exclusively broadcast in the UK and the Republic of Ireland on Sky Sports, with a stacked undercard and main event featuring 2 hard-hitting fighters battling for the vacant WBC World Bridgerweight Championship. This promises to be an unforgettable night of elite championship boxing, guys." Now we move on to the one that everybody's been waiting for.
Yes.
That's the one that's been in the making for years, guys. It's been in the making for years. Boxing fans are eagerly awaiting this showdown between the 2 of sport's biggest stars, Gervonta Tank Davis and King Ryan Garcia, both undefeated with impressive records. The fighters have been building up to this moment for years, and the anticipation is palpable. With the fight set to take place on April 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the boxing world is buzzing with excitement. Davis, 5-time 3-division world champion, has established himself as one of boxing's must-see attractions, selling out arenas across the country. He's known for his devastating knockouts and his ability to dominate opponents in the ring. Garcia, on the other hand, is a rising star in the sport with an impressive record and a growing fan base. He has shown his power and skill in the ring, knocking out some of the sport's toughest opponents. The build-up to this fight has been intense, with both fighters engaging in a war of words and the lead-up to the bout. Davis has been uncharacteristically quiet, though, letting his fist do the talking in the ring. Garcia, on the other hand, has been very vocal about his desire to fight Davis and has been calling him out for years. The tension between these two fighters is high, and it's clear that this is a grudge match that will settle a long-standing rivalry. The fight is being promoted by GTB Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Golden Boy Promotions, and the latest telecast is being produced by Showtime Pay-Per-View. This is a rare matchup of unbeaten superstars in their primes of their careers, and is sure to be a memorable event. The fact that this fight is taking place at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the historic home of boxing's great grudge matches, only adds to this excitement. In a sport where negotiations among networks and promoters can often hold fighters and fans back from the super clashes that we all crave, Garcia's bold stance on player empowerment has won him accolades across both boxing community and the professional sports world by insisting on making this fight happen. He has shown that he is willing to do whatever it takes to give the fans the matchup they want to see. In the end, it will come down to what happens in the ring. Both Davis and Garcia are skilled fighters with impressive records, and it's sure to be a hard-fought battle. Fans can expect to see plenty of fireworks with these two undefeated superstars step into the ring. Whether Davis solidifies himself as the future face of boxing or Garcia continues to ascend to the top of the sport remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, this is the fight that boxing fans don't want to miss. That is 100%. And the undercard is speaking for itself on this one as well. Huge fights. Super excited. What are your thoughts on this one, Graham?
I'm glad you asked before you went to the undercard. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I like the fact that Garcia's got the height, the reach, the speed, but they call Davis Tank for a reason. And here we have a classic matchup of undefeated boxing legends among the younger followers of boxing, anyway. And I'm really looking forward to this fight because it's really up in the air. I've been back and forth. My opinion goes back and forth every single day, but I'm quite certain that it's just gonna be a great fight. I mean, I've seen everybody's report, left, right, and center. Tank's gonna win it within 6, or it's gonna go the distance. They're gonna leave it in the hands of the judges. My point is it's gonna be a great fight. It's one we've been looking for ages. For ages, we've been looking forward to this fight. So it's gonna be a great fight. What I look forward to is whoever wins, they're gonna have to fight Devin Haney, right?
Yep.
Right? So it's gonna be whatever ends up as being
Honestly, I can say Garcia looks real big and ripped for 136, man. He looks monstrous. I was very impressed to see his physique. He's put on a formidable size, and honestly,
the thing is, to me, is that both of them, and I keep saying this over again, have devastating punches, left hooks. Tank got that he got
nasty uppercut on the inside.
Yeah, he got that on the inside. And I keep going back to the drawing board defense.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, Tank Davis' defense is just a little bit tighter.
Yeah,
it's a little bit tighter than his opponent Garcia. Garcia don't come right back to defense at all. So this is the only thing I'm saying. They both lack a little tighter defenses, and I'm always talking about defense. Tank's a little tighter, but they both could punch their butt off.
Yeah.
So I'm
Tank needs to remember to
go down. I'm looking for somebody to go down.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's going past 6 or 7. I think that's where it's going to end. 6th or 7th round. Look, you know what?
Garcia don't have no defense.
A lot of people counted out Tank Davis when he fought Rolly Romero. Okay, what happened there? He shut everybody up the same way, man. Gave him a devastating, nasty shot, and that was it, man. It was over. Tank don't hit like 135 pounds. He hits like a big boy.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of factors here. Both guys are going to be headhunting. Both guys are going to be looking to finish. They are not looking to go the distance. But I don't see it ending in the first 2 rounds. I think for the first 2 rounds, we're going to see a lot of reserved composure from both fighters. They're really going to be feeling themselves out. I think the action will start to get underway about the 3rd or 4th round, and I think we're going to see Davis finish him. I think we're going to see Davis finish him 6th or 7th round. That's my predictions for this fight. Nothing against Garcia, but if you think about it, look at the last 5 fights that Tank's been in the ring with. You know what I mean? The opposition that he's been facing is on a higher caliber than Ryan Garcia has been facing in his career, right? You're a champion, which means you're fighting number ones all the time. You're not fighting losers. The guys that are on the resume of Tank Davis are much more accomplished boxers than the guys that Ryan Garcia has faced. I'm not taking anything away from Garcia. The man is a brilliant pugilist, with heavy hands, yes. But at the end of the day, has he fought champions? He hasn't.
Hang on.
Sometimes, real quick. Sometimes guys like that'll be their big fight. Like you said, he hasn't been fighting tough guys or whatever. This might be his one. I've done it before. I've done it, or he's been fighting, but then this is the one to prove. Yeah. So he might be on that trip. Let's hope. I thought they was playing around too much when on them advertisements and stuff. For some reason, I didn't like that. They must know each other. They know each other, even though it's serious.
I agree.
When that bell rang, but I got the feeling they know each other, right? Did they spar before? Did they spar before?
I don't believe they've sparred.
Okay. They joked around before or something. Because they was like, they doing it for business and they're going to get in there when that bell ring and they're going to fight.
I think Garcia took a lot of the credibility away from his resume simply because he took the fight, because he wanted to prove that he could step into the ring against Tank and obviously beat him. So realistically, Garcia is taking a huge pay cut, if you will. But if he wins, he's got everything to win for.
He's the man.
Right. Exactly. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a very interesting match, simply because of the restrictions, if you will, that the Davis camp put on the Garcia camp. But Garcia took those restrictions and said, "Okay, I'll fight you with those restrictions. That's fair enough, and I'll beat you." And why? Because they all. Here's the funny thing: it's not really about this particular fight. It's about the Haney fight, right? Right. That's the fight that matters. This is the lead up. Both Garcia.
I think this is the big one. I think this is the big one.
Well, okay. Wait.
I feel this from the big one more than Haney.
Okay. Wait.
I don't know. What your guys?
All I'm saying is wait until the fight is finished tomorrow night, and the next thing that comes out of the winner's mouth is going to be, "I want Haney."
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like I just think like whoever wins tomorrow night, their first words are going to be, "I want Haney."
Okay.
So they're both undefeated. They're both great fighters. They've both got advantages, disadvantages. But they call Tank for a reason.
If I was Garcia's, I hate to cut you off. If I was Garcia's strategy guy, I would be telling him to work on that right hand, trying to throw the right hand, because they're gonna be looking for his left hook because he has a good left hook. So in training camp, I would have been practicing on throwing the right and the left and trying to catch Tank Davis with either one, but they looking to block his left hook probably all the time.
Right.
So he should strengthen this up for the fight. Strengthen the right hand up for the fight, either throw it straight or whip it in, but tease him with the left. They know that he got a good left hook, Garcia. So that should be their fight plan. Keep throwing that left hook, but in training camp, train to make this right hard so you can get him out too. So I wonder what we're going to see tomorrow. That kind of technique.
It's a great fight.
You know what? Honestly, we're going to see a great fight, but honestly, the undercard of this event is stacked.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's go watch the main event.
It's stacked. It's stacked, man. Like I profiled the kid, Jaleel Hackett, aka Major.
Yeah.
This kid's 5-0. Tank Davis' sparring partner, to be honest. Kid signed to Money Mayweather. Youngest kid signed by Mayweather.
Oh, I think I seen it. Is he a light complected black kid?
He's Not that light. He's not as light as, or sorry, he's lighter than Mayweather, but
Just say yes.
yes. Leo Major Hackett. Watch out for this kid. Taking on Jason Phillips. Tristan Keltruth back in action. Lorenzo Simpson in action. Our boy Floyd Schofield back in action.
Yep.
Vito Malecki Jr. Watch out for this kid. I will be profiling him next week. Fedor Surzekian, this kid from Poland, another big Polish kid, man, 6'1", 72-inch reach, 27 years old. He's 21-0 with 13 knockouts in that middleweight division. Wow. He's now moved up into the ranks. He's 18 out of 1,526 in the world, and this kid is coming off of a unanimous decision win against Nathaniel Gilmore. That was back on November the 5th last year, so we haven't seen this kid in action yet. Birthplace, he is born in Ukraine, resides out of Warsaw, Poland. This kid, big reach, real tall, middleweight division. Watch out for this kid, man. He's going to be in that ring doing some things that we like to see, man. And honestly, Elijah Garcia in the ring, 14-0. Another fight here, the one that I'm kind of looking forward to. Bektimir Melikusev, taking on Gabriel Rosado.
Gabriel.
Yes. We all know.
Waiting, huh?
we all know Gabe Rosado. We know him.
I trained with him. I trained with him in Philly.
Yeah. we know him because he beat Bektimir Melikusev.
Okay.
I believe. Yes, he did. In round 3, he beat him. KO'd. That was the first loss of Bektimir Melikusev's career, was at the hands of Gabriel Rosado, and they are getting back in the ring, guys, to do this one again. Number 2. Bektimir, he was only 7-0 at this point when he took on Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado, 3rd round knockout. Rosado was down in round 1. Melikusev was down in round 3 and never got back up. Ooh. So this one's looking like it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath. These guys are going to go at it hard because I know Melikusev, he's got something to prove there. The bully, Uzbekistan, southpaw, 5'9", 70.5-inch reach, man. This kid, he's a beast in that ring. He's held that WBO global super middle title. And he's back in action. Can't wait to see this one get underway. Super, super excited. And rounding out that undercard and then moving into, I guess, the co-main event, David Morrell Jr. taking on Yamaguchi Falco for the WBA World Super Middle title.
Morrell all the way.
Yeah, Morrell all the way for me too. He's 8-0, 7 knockouts, super middleweight, ranked 8th in the world at a 1438. 6'1", 78.5-inch reach. He's coming off of that knockout victory late in the last November the 5th. He came through with a late KO victory against Edios Yerbusinelli. Man, that one was good. That was for that WBA World Super Middle title.
You be pronouncing them names real good.
Round 12.
Yeah,
deducted 1 point for holding. So
you be pronouncing them names real good.
That's very good. Yeah, very good, Mike.
Well, I've been doing this for a couple of years, so I better get on it, right?
Scooscanelli. That's how you pronounce it?
Yerbusinelli. Yes.
Oh, Mucinelli. Okay.
Yeah. So it's good, man. There's some great action. But yeah, Davis Garcia, that's the fight that everybody's waiting for. That's the fight of the weekend. And I'm hoping that I get to report the knockout of the week is going to be that fight. And I hope somebody's going down real hard.
Davis, real quick, Davis got a tighter defense, even though there's more different options how you switch your defense with your hands. But, basically straight, keep it tight like this, both boxers or most boxers. But there's other stuff you get used to doing. But both of them, okay, Davis gets real tight. And I didn't see Garcia getting tight. I just see him but he maybe put his hands back. Some guys is aware of it, put them all the way back. And I seen Davis doing this before. And so some boxers put their hands just right here for defense. And some of them that know defense really know it, they put them tight on here like that. So Davis, I seen him doing it sometimes, going it tight. But Garcia, I didn't really see him doing like. So that's what I'll be studying when I be watching these boxers.
Right.
Because you also got counter depending on how tight your hands are. You don't want to counter really that much if they out here. You can counter. You want them to commit all in, hit here. You can do that, or hit here, hit, like that. So it's just tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the fight, and I think that the one who lacks the defense again during this era is going to get knocked the hell out.
Definitely. Definitely.
Baby.
No defense equals sleepy.
Once again, I'll just stress that although I like Tank, I do.
Garcia got that good left hook, right?
Garcia's got the height, the reach, the speed, and but here's the thing in Davis's favor. Garcia tends to dangle his arms a little bit. I don't know if you ever watched him. He tends to dangle a little bit.
Yes.
And that's where I think that left smack's going to come in. So that's why I'm agreeing with Mike. Yeah, if you're going to see it, you're going to see it in the 6th round. If you don't see it, it's gonna play out. I would hate to see it left in the hands of the judges, but at the end of the day, there's your 2 factors, if you ask me.
Garcia should have been practicing drilling the right hand because he knows his left hook is dangerous.
Yep.
He should have been practicing on defense, drilling that right hand, right? Drilling the right hand so Tank can forget about that powerful left hook. Because if he keep doing this, he's going to forget about that. And he's bound to get hit during the fight. Strategy is very important. Everybody's talking
straight from the two-time world heavyweight champions, man. There you go.
I was around the old timers.
From us to you.
But wait, I was around the old timers and they talked about skills more than, if it's breathing right, or if he was with his girlfriend yesterday, or you know what I'm saying? And that's why every time when we come on the podcast, I'll be talking about skills. Well, when a lot of people don't, I'm saying you, but there's other boxers and stuff, they don't know skills. They'll talk about other stuff like, well, we have the love for each other and all this stuff. That was in the fight. No, but I go right to the point that I think, and it's the little. This might be too low. That could be a problem in the fight. Things like that. I see those. Those to me is more important.
Yep, absolutely. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight.
Shania
just requires 1 punch.
Shania.
It's all it takes. One punch to finish it all.
Yep.
Just 1 punch. I'm sorry, guys, hollering on the show. We got to go. That's why we got to go in like 5 minutes.
Well, that's good. We're almost up to that.
You almost finished?
Yeah.
We almost had that full hour.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, who's Tristan Calbuth?
Tristan Kelkruth. Yes, he's on this fight card.
He's a very good fighter.
Yeah, he's on the Davis card. He's in that undercard.
So who's he fighting?
Saudis can make it happen. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a season.
Well, that Saudi comment was with respect to whether or not. Okay, here's the dealio. So everyone's arguing in England that Tyson Fury goes up against Alexander Usyk, and on the same night, Anthony Joshua goes up against Deontay Wilder.
Yo, sounds good to me.
Okay, it's a great fight. It's a great event. It's just gonna sell out the world, quite frankly. But the Saudis aren't probably looking to make money. At the end of the day, they just want to make the fight happen.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what everyone's now discussing is well, wait a sec. Usyk hasn't had a fight for quite a while. So who's he going to fight in between this and then? So is it going to be a Daniel Dubois situation where you just put some tomatoes in?
The Russians. You should fight the Russians.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Put a gun in his hand.
Oh snap! Hey,
put him on the front lines, man. Put him on the front lines. Just like
he is on the front lines.
You know what? Man. I agree with the comment here, man. Adiri Pennant, yes. Tristan Kelkruth is a very good fighter. He's been on my radar for a long time. Definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing this kid in action. He's taking on Jimmy Solorio, who's 12-5-2. This one, honestly, is This one shouldn't be going the distance. This one should be ending pretty quick. Watch out for this kid, Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea.
Yeah, Sweet Tea. He
You know-
hasn't fought though in a year. So
Out of curiosity, are there any women fighting this weekend? Just out of curiosity, I haven't heard any. I'm just curious. Have you guys heard any?
yeah,
I haven't heard any.
no,
So in other words, all male weekend.
yes.
The big Garcia fight, Tank
Oh,
Davis.
that's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna
it
be a
is.
great fight. It's gonna be a
It
great fight.
is.
Yeah, man.
This
This is one that everybody's been waiting for.
That goes up there with if ever we see it happen, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence matchup. And if ever we see it happen, a Tyson Fury versus anyone matchup. I mean, these are the fights that we want to see, and I'm looking forward to. I'm seriously looking forward to tomorrow night's fight. I really am.
Oh, so am I. think
Yeah,
it'd be
for
great.
sure.
So what is that fight on?
Las Vegas.
Oh, so your guys gonna charge me for a link?
Nope. Oh, and wait a minute. There are women fighting. What are we talking about?
Hey, don't leave me hanging, though. Don't leave me hanging.
No. We're gonna hook you. We're gonna hook you up with our website that we watch it from.
What about the women?
Yes.
Okay, what women?
Women are getting underway, and this one's on the Cordina card. I forgot to touch on the undercard a bit.
All right.
Oh yes, Sandy Ryan is fighting Marie Pierre Houle.
Yes,
for the WBO World Welter. I forgot about that one. And Sky Nicholson is also back in action.
Yeah,
against Linda Laura Lika.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad I brought it up. Thank you.
Linda Laura Rica.
Yeah, Linda Laura Lika.
Oh, Laura Lika. I like that. Linda
Laura Lika. Come on. You know Linda. Come on.
Linda, listen.
No, don't.
Linda, listen.
Don't be making fun.
So that's on the undercard. I forgot. Yeah.
Don't be making fun of Linda.
No, never.
No. I heard she needs some work defense wise.
Oh, she's good or she don't have defense.
She's 15-6-2. So
15-6-2. 15.
Yes.
Okay.
And she is Canadian. No.
Oh, yeah, man. Nah, that's Jamaican. Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, man.
No. Actually, she's from Peru. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, Espanol.
Yeah.
She hasn't done much fighting outside of Peru though, but she is.
We didn't get that much progress on what's her name?
Sandy Ryan.
No, the girl that I was training. Remember on YouTube? What's her name? The kickboxer.
Oh,
Shania. What's her name? The girl.
The girl.
Oh, come on. She's champion.
All right.
Yeah, we talked about her. I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, she got short hair.
Really?
Oh,
Manila or something. Manila.
Rose. UFC. Remember it? Rose from the UFC.
We're trying to get her right.
Yeah, man.
She seemed like she got a lot of heart, and she was willing to learn stuff.
She can throw it down, man. She knows how to get in there and throw those.
I gotta see her fight. I seen a little bit, but I didn't pay attention to.
Oh, you know what? I'll send you a clip of some of her UFC days.
Yeah, but did you see we did a YouTube thing with her?
Yeah, I saw that you guys did that.
Okay, yeah.
So a quick little switchfoot here. I see that Floyd Mayweather has entered the ring, so to speak, and said he's going to sign.
Phone, Shania.
He's going to sign Francis Nagoya.
He's going to fight somebody.
No, he's going to sign Francis.
Yeah, he's going to sign Francis to a professional boxing contract.
Who is that, Francis?
So he's a former
Francis Ngannou, the UFC guy, the guy that they say hit so hard that getting hit by his full potential is the equivalent of being hit by a Ford Fiesta doing 60 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
The pounds per square inch and force that he generates in his shots is the equivalent of being hit by a Ford Fiesta doing 60 kilometers an hour.
All right. So Mike and I are not orchestrating this conversation. This is on the fly. But you know what else Floyd Mayweather said? I'll tell you. He said in order to solve the problem of boxing, this incredible array of belts.
Here we go.
He goes, this is what Floyd Mayweather said this week. He goes, I'm going to introduce a new belt.
His own.
In order to solve the belt problem, he's going to introduce a new belt called the Floyd belt. Okay? Why? Because everyone's going to want to win the Floyd belt. All right. I'm not kidding.
He actually said that. He actually said
yeah, 10 hours ago.
Honest to God, he said this. He said everyone's going to want to win the Floyd belt. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the writer who was interviewing him said, you know what makes sense is if there was a league like Major League Baseball, National Football League, if there's a league of boxers where the guys who were competing in the league actually made some money, like then they would gladly compete for the Floyd belt. In other words, what the boxers really need in this day and age is not just the belt. They need the money. They need to pay their families, feed the families. So anyway, so that's what Floyd Mayweather had to say this week. That's
I know.
Which is part it's part of the Garcia Davis debacle, because Ellerby stood up on the podium the other day and started mouthing off about Oscar De La Hoya's comments. So I don't know if you guys were familiar, or it doesn't matter to this conversation, but I'm just simply saying, like, Floyd Mayweather has some interesting things to say about how he would change the boxing. So it's interesting to see how he sees there are issues in the boxing industry and how he sees, on a very fundamental level, how he might be able to change them. For all the boxers that are out there who don't make any money, he sees what they really need. It's not just the titles, but they need the money. There you go. My 2 cents.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The real solution to the problem of too many belts is to add one more.
Well, what he's saying is one more that matters.
Yeah, one more that matters.
The thing is that there should be multiple former boxers together discussing issues in the boxing world, not just one. Like with me, if I was a billionaire, I would make sure that everybody has a say. Make sure that everybody's united together. Instead of, I'm not saying Floyd is not doing anything like that. I would have, if I had the money he had, I would have had everybody together, and we would have been going to Washington D.C. to try to get something done to protect us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I would have did it. I would have got some money, got what, 2 or 3 million. Get everybody together. Try to organize the boxing, take it to Congress. And go from there, because we the only sport that don't get support when your career is over. Like every other, there's maybe 1 or 2 more, but every other sport is support. They got pensions and everything. All it takes is somebody like Floyd with all that money, and all of us united with him.
Yeah,
and we can get it done. We can get it done.
Like, it would be like a UFC type situation where the league would be separate.
They're already covered, right? They're already covered, right?
The difference is that fighters would have the opportunity to make massive money competing in this theatrical league for their belt, right? If fighters can make more money fighting in this league than they do for the ABC belts, right? It'd be clear that they would kind of head in that direction, which would eliminate the significant number of traditional titles, but would it marginalize them to where they're less important in the eyes of the fans? I don't know. They would be ignored by the fans and, more importantly, the network broadcasters. But in today's boxing, think about it. In today's boxing, everybody is a champion. You have the super, the regular, the interim champs. And, if you didn't earn a belt by beating the champion, how the hell are you the champion? You know what I mean? So it's kind of... So
that's what he should be trying to do, unite everybody together. Real quick, he should do that. I know he has the jewelry, he has television, he has a lot of access to a lot of people. He can get the job done.
Yeah,
he can get the job done. And all the boxers, they good. A lot of former boxers, they really good people. They not like crazy. They willing to come forward and make things work. All he has to do is put his foot down and get us and everybody else to take
come out his pocket, put his foot down and write a check.
Yeah, well, yeah, take one. Tell him to take one step. We take the next one. Keep going. We right behind you. But I don't know. maybe he probably feel that way. Maybe he want to keep on being like, I'm the greatest of all times, but Muhammad Ali really is. And he deserved to be up there. He worked hard and everything, but Ali is the greatest. Ali's the greatest, but he can help. All he got to do is start talking. I'm telling you. Start talking, and the fighters, they'll come right with him. So
Shout out to
we trying to do it without money. So
shout out to Cedric in the audience. What up, Cedric?
Cedric in the house.
He's over in Europe, man, sending me videos of guys laying out in the street drunk.
You serious? Get the hell out of here.
I agree. I agree. Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time.
Yeah. I like Floyd.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Hey, I love Muhammad. I love Floyd. I love everybody. But there's jealousy all around in the world.
Yeah.
Different episodes. This here, there, everybody, and it's hard to avoid it. It's hard. You got to.
I've said it time and time again. Mike loves pussy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what matters here is money.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. I said, if Terrence Crawford were really smart, he'd put his money into not just a league, but a roster. Sign up a whole whack of people who are really good, who Mike points out every single day.
You talking about Mayweather?
No, I'm not talking about Terrence Crawford.
You talking about Terrence Crawford?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are millionaires.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Right? Mayweather might be a billionaire by now, but Crawford's probably a millionaire by now. And the point of the matter is if these guys are sick and fed up of what's happening, then put your money where your mouth is. Put the change where it needs to be in the fighters that are coming up. Not you guys, you old guys. I'm not talking about you, Tim. I'm talking about guys like Errol Spence. Like, great. If him and Bud aren't going to go toe to toe, then what are we waiting for? Like, just give it up. Like, just start your own little gym, start your own little training session, start your own little promotion club, whatever. But the point of the matter is like, stop the talking and start with the doing.
Stop the talking and let's do the walking.
Exactly. That's what I'd say. Like, I'm sick and fed up of at one time there was boxing and boxers boxed. Okay. And that was great. And now all of a sudden we've got this weird kind of scenario where you've got Twitter saying things on behalf of boxers. And it's like, it's so weird for me. Like, I don't care what you have to say via Twitter to your 20,000 fans. Who cares? Get in the ring, solve it with your fucking mitts, and get on with it.
That's right, man.
That's right, 100%.
That's right. Just let your fist do the talking. Let's just get it over with. Get in there and get it done.
And don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
No, man, because then I don't have a show on Sundays.
That's right. Good point.
It's not called the draw of the week or the I won on points of the week.
That's right.
Okay, so the fight is Saturday night?
Yep, Saturday night.
Okay, and when you gonna do something on Sunday or Monday?
Yeah, Sunday. You gonna join me Sunday for the knockout of the week?
What do I gotta do? I don't think I have to do. What time?
It'll be at 4:00.
Okay.
Excellent.
I'm just going to quickly address Adari's comment here.
Yeah.
Zhang versus Ruiz is never going to happen in China because the Chinese government is going to take too much money. The promoters can't make any money in China. They might hold it in Taiwan or Singapore or Hong Kong.
Ruiz beats him.
But Ruiz is slated to fight Fury.
Yep.
In July. So yeah. I don't know why Zhang would take that fight. But anyway.
No, I don't think he would.
But according to Eddie Hearn, he's not an elite fighter, so it really doesn't matter.
Let's see this rematch clause. Like how when does this rematch clause kick in? Right? Joyce has a rematch clause.
He's not an elite fighter. He just now. Well, I can understand. He's just a couple of steps away from. He has to beat somebody, one more big guy to beat. Then you can call him elite. I understand what he's saying. So he downplaying Joyce in a way, right? Well, Joyce wasn't, and he was on the borderline for being the top.
Mm-hmm. So
Joyce was. And if he would have won, he would be with the elite without really good skills.
Yeah. So the question is whether Joyce will accept the he has no choice. He has to take the rematch clause because, quite frankly, otherwise he's done. Like who else is he going to fight? He's done. He got beat by Zhang.
Yeah.
You
Who
said that like you're saying ain't nothing.
well, he is nothing. He got beat by Zhang.
Okay, I can dig that.
I mean, I've been talking about this for 2 years now. That heavyweight division has been clogged for 2 years now. And now we finally see some movement. And now I think Eddie Hearn has to give, and he won't give him the credit, but he has to give him the credit for moving up those ranks. And he has to. And he won't.
Well, you have to. He beat Joyce, right?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying in this day and age, the English have to step aside and realize there are other heavyweight fighters in the world fighting for that contention, if you will.
Listen, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like it's kind of like partially his fault too. He's supposed to know if his boxer that he promotes have the right people behind him. So nobody's talking about this. Okay, we talking about Zhang, we talking about this. I love everybody, man. But the bottom line is if he's behind a Joyce, if he's behind Joyce, he should make sure Joyce have everything he needs to proceed, to go forward. So now he's talking all this other stuff, but really, you got to look out for Joyce.
Joyce is talking about an immediate return back to the ring, like as fast as
you need somebody to teach him stuff.
And
that's what they're not doing.
The other factor to consider here is Eddie Hearn's only concern in all of this is Anthony Joshua. He's kind of like the Harold Ballard of our era. All Eddie Hearn wants to know is who is Anthony Joshua going to beat next, and we as fans are sitting there going, I don't know if Anthony Joshua is really.
He should be worried about how's he going to change Anthony some of the things that he do when he in the ring.
Exactly.
This is not what's happening.
That's what you should be really concerned about.
Yeah, how Anthony fight.
So Joyce, so if you think about this too, there's talk about maybe Joe Joyce out of Wallen. Since acquitting himself well in his only career defeat to Tyson Fury in September of 2019, Wallen has won 5 fights in succession against solid but unspectacular opposition. He has been linked to, Dillian White, Anthony Joshua. All those fights have yet to come to, fruition. But Joyce might be the best way for him to get that big headline show in Britain. What are you saying? Wallen is, a port sider, but does not carry the same standard of conclusive, face smashing power. Of his 25 wins, 14 have come by, inside the distance. That feels like the ideal blend of quality opponent and appropriate level of risk coming off that defeat for Joe Joyce. So that could be a possibility.
It is good, but it doesn't fall into the category of elite heavyweight fighters that Eddie Hearn just pointed out. That's all I'm saying.
Also, Dillian White was ringside at Cooper Box, talking up the prospect.
Copper Box.
Copper Box. He was talking up the prospect of facing Joyce in light of Joshua's apparent intention to remain out of the ring until December. So some shine came off that proposal with Joyce's defeat, but it's still very attractive, but would do fine business only in the UK.
Yep.
Right?
All good.
So Joshua's going to fight Joyce.
Then there's the possibility of Joyce versus Bacall.
Who's McCall?
He's fighting on the cards this weekend. Martin Bacall.
Okay.
Bacoli.
Yeah, Bacoli. Yeah, he's 18-1 with 13 KOs. He's extended his ongoing winning streak to 7 fights. When he defeated Joyce, his old amateur rival Tony Yoka. He's had designs on another former juggernaut foe, calling out Daniel Dubois before the WBA ordered Usyk to face him. Right, so a fight with Joyce in the meantime could be an attractive alternative with an all-action affair. Likely, Bacoli is not shy when it comes to airing the Arabic option alongside with Joyce. So that's another possibility. Joyce, Bacoli, in Saudi.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't put them into the elite category that Eddie Hearn's talking about. Not that I agree with it, but what it does do is it increases the star power over in Saudi if they put on that fight. So I'd love to see an all heavyweight clash, just like they had an all women clash. Like imagine, I don't think I've ever seen in my lifetime an all heavyweight clash, like every single bout.
We had one. We had one back in the '80s with all the heavyweights. Michael Dokes against who he got knocked. Mike Weavers. Me against was it against Larry Holmes? Did I fight Larry Holmes? No, Jorge Gonzalez. Then you had Tubbs against somebody. Then you had
Wow,
Oh no, it was like about 6 guys on the undercard.
that's cool.
Yeah, nice heavyweight battle.
What's it?
I'll remind you next time.
What city was that?
Was that in Vegas? I think it was in Vegas. I knocked out Jorge Gonzalez. Dokes fought. Knocked Dokes out. Was it Evander Holyfield? I don't know. It was all in the same card.
Great card.
We had a big super card. Guys, I gotta go.
Those are the cards that we're talking about. You're talking about Las Vegas. We're talking about Las Vegas tomorrow night.
I'm on my way.
Mike?
Yes.
Take it out.
I'm on my way. I'll be there.
I'm ready to take us out.
Okay.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode
of
the Friday Night Panel with yours truly, Mike Orr, Grumpy Grant, and two-time heavyweight champ of the world, Tim Witherspoon. He's on his way out the door, guys. Thanks for everybody who dropped comments. Shout out to Cedric, who's overseas right now doing boxing. We welcome your return back to the channel so that you can regain your seat and join us with all these wonderful things. Shout out to Adri Pennant for all the wonderful comments. Yes, Joyce needs to use that cross arm guard to protect or at least throw his hand up. Just like the champ said, guys, we'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics. You know what it is, man. We'll see you then.
Peace. Thanks, Mike. See you, Tim.
Thank you. I see.